Welcome along to another opposition previous show that gives you a lowdown on Saints' next opponents. And Saints have some reason to be cheerful after that terrific win at West Brom at the weekend, but Liverpool visit St Mary's on Sunday, and here to tell us more about and why Virgil Van Dijk has been such a success on Merseyside so far. It's Chris from the Redmen TV. How are you, mate?
Come on, man. Are you kidding me? You're going to open the show with that? We're supposed to be friends here. You're going to help me like that straight away? You kidding me?
We have to poke fun at the situation, though. His record hasn't been so great so far, though, is it, mate?
I don't know. His record or Liverpool's record while he's been there, he's played all right, mate. Obviously, listen, he comes in for a huge fee. That's not his fault. I must admit, I'm surprised at the reaction that he's got from around the league. I mean, I know it was a huge fee and stuff like that, but the media reaction about him, he's playing well. He's playing good football. He honestly is better than any centre-back I've seen for the last 5 years at Liverpool. And maybe that's why we're all like, what he's sound. You know what I mean? He's comfortable, he's calm on the ball. He's not quite at full fitness yet. I still think he's made the right choice in his career, though, mate. We'll
have to see whether it will come off, though. But, I mean, I think it's subjective the way you're looking at it. I mean, the statistics say since Van Dijk's played for Liverpool in the league, you've conceded more at Anfield than you had before he'd even come to the club. You conceded 5 since he's been playing, 4 before that. And apparently, he also conceded that last-minute penalty, giving away the points to Tottenham last weekend. And apparently, that's what 75 million gets you these days.
Yeah, but what you've just mentioned there is 3 goals conceded against Manchester City. We conceded 5 without them. That was 3 of your goals in one game against the best team in the country. Who, by the way, we're the only team in the division to beat them. You know what I mean? So you can look at it that way. He scored the winner in the FA Cup third round against our biggest rivals. That's pretty good there, to be honest with you. And that penalty against Lamela is an absolute joke on his dive.
Now, as much as I can wind you up about Van Dijk all night, I mean, let's just set it aside for just a minute. Another player in particular, I mean, your heart was set on him so much over the last few years. You lost Philippe Coutinho, and he had a habit of scoring absolute worldies at St Mary's against Saints. So it's a blessing to hear that he's not going to be playing. So from the Brazilian wizard to your Egyptian magician, looks like these come off a conveyor belt. I mean, 21 goals this season. Just tell us, please tell us, Mo Salah will be out with a broken foot this weekend, right?
No, not at all, mate. He doesn't seem to miss games of football either. I do have a sneaky suspicion that one of our front 3 will be rested this weekend, mainly because the Champions League starts up again this week and we've got a massive away game against Porto midweek. I do think there's going to be a few changes to this Liverpool side. What made Liverpool so good for me before Phil Coutinho was sold was that you could play 3 from 4 in those front positions, and I think these lads will tire. I think you've got Sadio Mane, Mo Salah and Roberto Firmino playing pretty much every game of football. They've all 3 started all the games pretty much since Coutinho went. That at some point is going to catch up with us, and we need to find a way where we can get into a rhythm of scoring goals without these guys on the pitch. We're quite lucky that we've got 3 guys, Roberto Firmino, Sadio Mane, Mo Salah. Listen, we're better off than most of the teams in the league, but it's a risky one selling Phil Coutinho, and he does tend to crop up with world-class goals, especially when games aren't going your way. But listen, look, Southampton are a side that we've had massive struggles against over the last few years, aren't they? We both know that. We beat you last time out. I don't think it was as convincing as the scoreline maybe suggested, but you aren't having a good season, are you? So it could go either way, mate. But I really do think we'll squeak one out this time.
Yeah, it's a funny old game, football. Anything can happen. I mean, Watford, they smashed Chelsea on Monday night. Tottenham stole a draw at your place. We've seen so many clubs this season turn things around, but Mo Salah in particular, 93 minutes he's averaging a goal. I mean, why is it that nearly everything he touches finds the back of net? What's his chances again on Sunday?
He's incredible. I was lucky enough to sit here and be a season ticket holder when Luis Suarez was here, and he was just absolutely magic. And every time you picked the ball up, you kind of felt that something special was going to happen. And Mo Salah's exactly the same. I mean, he started the season and he was missing so many opportunities, and you were thinking like he could have had 3 or 4 every single game. Everything he's touching right now seems to be ended up in the back of the net. It just seems to be flowing so freely for him at the moment. Hopefully he can keep this up. I mean, his confidence must be through the roof. He's got the backing of the fans. Everybody loves him. He's literally Egypt's king. I mean, everything's just going right, and he's got the skill set and the pace and the finesse on his finishing at the moment, where everything just seems to be ending in a goal. Like, he's incredible to watch. Absolutely incredible.
And the most important thing that I need to know, and the Saints fans need to know, I mean, how also can we stop, Sadio Mane or the rest of your front three in scoring at St Mary's on Sunday?
Yeah, I think Tottenham did a really good job on Roberto Firmino with Dembele. Moussa Dembele's a quality player. Romeo seems to be your guy. Whenever we play, Romeo seems to be playing out of his skin against us, and it was up to Dembele to stop Roberto Firmino as he dropped into that space in between the lines of the midfield and the attack, I suppose. He's performing at such a high level. I think he's massively underrated at the moment. This team doesn't function without Roberto Firmino. I think if you can stop him, you can pretty much stop the others. Sadio Mane's he's in a bit of a rut, to be honest with you. We're still getting a couple of goals and a couple of assists out of him, but watch on Sunday if he plays anything like he has been. His first touch has been really off, and I would say pretty much all season's been like that. He got a sending off against Manchester City really early on when we got tonked by them, and since then he's had an injury, and he had obviously his ban for his red card, and he's not been the same player as he was last season. It's all been through Mo Salah and Roberto Firmino with a little sprinkle on Sadio Mane. I think if you stop Firmino, you stop us.
Yes, I like to hear that. But I mean, what you touched upon it already, sort of, we've had a bit of a bad season so far, but what have you seen of Saints? What are you expecting on Sunday, mate? Yeah,
I've seen obviously just the match of the day stuff in the time. I've not seen a full game other than the last Liverpool game. I'm kind of basing this more off what I've read in the media and what I've seen on Match of the Day. But I think personally, Southampton's run might be coming to an end. I think they've done incredible over the last few years and stuff, but it feels to me now like they've had too many players picked from them, and the production line and you'll probably tell me I'm wrong, but it feels like production line of just great players coming through seems to be coming to an end, and I'm not sure whether we could be seeing the last of Southampton in the Premier League over the next year or so.
We'd like to think there's a bit of momentum picking up, and would like to think we can squeeze a result, but what I want to know is your result, mate.
I think it's going to be like a 1-0 to Liverpool, something like that. I don't think it's going to be, I was speaking to loads of Liverpool fans this week who think we're going to blow you away and stuff, and I just don't see that that's going to happen again. I mean, yeah, we beat you 3-0 last time out, but did we score in 4 against you before that? I can't remember. Something like we hadn't scored past you in 4 games or something. You obviously knocked us out of the semi-final stage of the Carling Cup or whatever it was last year and stuff. So I think it'll be a tough game. I really do.
Excellent stuff. Well, if you've enjoyed this video of me teasing Chris about Virgil van Dijk, go ahead and leave us your comments down below. And Chris, big thanks for coming over from Redmen TV, mate.
No problem, mate. Thanks very much.
And leave us your likes, your comments, and subscribe for more.